Good morning, everyone. We're joined here today by Red Bull Racing Team General Manager and Vice President Jay Frye, who will talk about Brian Vickers. This morning, following a brief open statement, he will take questions from media. And this will be, for the media, your opportunity to ask questions. So if you have questions, please do so during this availability. Thank you. Jay?
Hey, good morning, everyone. What we'd like to, or how to start this off is kind of read a brief timeline of what happened throughout this week. This past Wednesday, Brian was in Washington, D.C., preparing for his Thursday visit with Congressman Doc Hastings at the Walter Reed Medical Center. He was having some discomfort in his chest. With the encouragement of Dr. Jerry Petty, Brian went to an emergency room at a D.C. area hospital to get checked out. Numerous tests were conducted, including a CT scan. The scan discovered several blood clots in his veins, not his arteries. He was admitted Wednesday evening to the hospital. Currently, he's being given medication to dissolve the clots. He's been thoroughly tested and given a clean bill of health. The doctors are not sure what caused the clots or how it happened. We've been in constant contact with Brian. He's in great spirits and he's doing very well. And at this point, there's really no timetable for his return. One of the things we wanted to talk about, too, is in our press release yesterday, we said this is a minor setback. It is a minor setback in a young man's life in his career. Obviously, it's a major setback for our race team for this weekend. And again, with no timetable for his return, we're really not sure what the next steps are. But he's doing great. He wanted to make sure that everybody knew exactly what was going on with him. So we've got great reason for optimism that everything's going to be fine. So having said that, we'd be glad to take any questions.
We'll now open up to questions from the media. Again, as a courtesy, please state your name and affiliation. We'll go Claire, Steve, and Bob Pockris.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius NASCAR Radio. I know you don't know the cause of this. Doctors are very concerned about finding that and dissolving the clots. What about driving a race car? What about flying the airplanes that they fly? Or carbon monoxide was brought up. Is there a special doctor? Is there somebody who, looks into the specifics of this sport as it relates to what happened to him?
Well, as you know, Brian is a very fit young man. I mean, he takes his physical condition very seriously. Again, they don't know at this point why it happened or what caused it to happen. But, last night I Googled and read a lot of things on why it happens and how it happens, and there's a lot of contributing factors to why these things do happen. And some of the contributing factors are things that we do every week, and we do it a lot. So is that the reason? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I'm sure it all adds up somewhere in there.
Steve Richards with PRNJ. Which hospital? Can you mention which hospital? And is he still there? When will he be? Any idea when he'll be released to go home?
Well, for privacy reasons, we prefer not to mention the hospital. He's in Washington, D.C. His room. We're optimistic they could be released today. If not today, in the next couple of days for sure. Obviously, they have him there. He's in the best place he could be. This way they can monitor what's going on with the clots and make sure it's medicated correctly and that type of thing. So there's really no hurry for him to get out. I think he's frustrated being in there because he feels fine. It's one of those things, but he knows there's a problem and he knows he's got to address the problem. So I understand the frustration, I guess.
Bob Pockris, SceneDaily.com. Jay, why can't he come on Sunday and run a lap? Is he in danger of re-injuring himself more, or is the medication he's taking what's keeping him out?
I would say at this point we're not even sure when he's going to get out of the hospital, and we had to prepare for the weekend. Again, his health is our number one concern right now. To run the lap, obviously this is something that's going to affect our chances of making the chase, that type of thing. But again, he's a long-term player with Red Bull Racing. We're a long-term player in the sport. Our main concern is his health, and if this affects the chase, again, it was nothing that we anticipated happening, wanted to happen, but it happened, and we got to just do what we got to do.
Jay, Pete Pistone from Sirius NASCAR Radio and MotorRacingNetwork.com. Can you outline the details for this weekend and how those plans came together for everyone?
Well, the thing yesterday when we put out the release of what was going on, I mean, Brian was still being tested. We didn't really know. We wanted to let you know, the media, that something was happening. We had made a change. Brian, we basically got the call around midnight on Wednesday night, So it hasn't even been 48 hours at this point that he had been hospitalized. He went in for tests. He didn't, obviously when he went in, he didn't think he'd be hospitalized, but he was. So we had to react at that point on what to do. We were very fortunate that Casey Mears was available and agreed to do it. So it's unfortunately we've been through this a couple times in our personal history of doing this type thing, and it came together very quickly at that point. And Brian and Casey are great friends. That helps.
We'll go David and then Newton. David Caravella and then Newton.
David Caravella, NASCAR.com. Jay, is Casey the alternative here for as long as Brian is out of the car, and do you have to go ahead and make plans for Casey to maybe be in again next week?
Well, our really focus at this point is just to get through the weekend and evaluate where we're at again on Monday. I mean, again, Casey's agreed to do it as long as we need him to do it, or as long as we want him to do it. So we'll know more next week. There's a question about the All-Star race. Are we in or are we out now? We're really not completely clear on that, and we'll try to get clarification on that today. Certainly we hope we're in, and we plan on participating in it. And the team was involved with winning the race too, so hopefully we do get in.